This we're calling Ritual Rebirth here. This is a 3-color Jund Reanimator deck that is a little different than the typical Reanimator decks are right now. I have some fears that the deck doesn't have quite enough reanimation targets. We have a total of 11, but it's really closer to 8 because Olivia doesn't often feel like a Reanimator target unless there's something else to reanimate in your yard. I think Reanimator's in a weird position right now because we're in kind of a removal check kind of format, which means a lot of people are playing the instant speed removal that you need in a removal check kind of format. So whether it's Infernal Grasp, Fateful Absence, Fading Hope, right? There's a lot of answers to a card like Olivia right now. So it makes me a little bit worried to Diregraf Rebirth and Olivia out of the yard and get one of these creatures. But if we do get a Mangler or a Titan of Industry and then our Olivia gets taken out, that's kind of fine. We still got the enter the battlefield trigger off of either one of these, right? Rebirth also on turn 5 or even 4 in this deck some of the time can just bring back a Mangler or a Titan, and that is quite a good play. But what we're really trying to do, rather than just like turn 5 Diregraf Rebirth, is turn 4 Diregraf Rebirth in a number of ways. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can just Fable of the Mirror Breaker on turn 3. Turn 4, get in with the Clue, what am I talking about? Get in with the Goblin, make a treasure token. Where did Clue come from in that sentence? Make a treasure token after dropping a land. 5 mana. Diregraf Rebirth, grab something. And of course, if it was Fable of the Mirror Breaker, then on that turn, we also got to discard big fat stuff in the yard because of its second chapter. So just a good card. Seize the Spoils also lets us do that. Turn 3, discard a fat guy. Make a treasure token. Turn 4, drop a land. Diregraf Rebirth. But the more interesting way of doing it in this deck is Culling Ritual. Now, we have ways of making sure that we make mana off of this ourselves. It can take out a Blood Tithe Harvester and the blood token that it makes. It can take out a Hunt for Specimens token, the Pest, Hopefully we take out some of our opponent's blood tokens and small creatures and artifacts and stuff like that too. And Culling Ritual will make enough mana to cast a Diregraf Rebirth, which shouldn't be too hard. The more creatures Culling Ritual kills, the cheaper Diregraf Rebirth is to cast. So sometimes all you have to do is kill like 3 things and suddenly Diregraf Rebirth becomes 2 mana to cast, so you can definitely cast it after a Culling Ritual. So, against sort of these aggro decks, I'm hoping to catch them. Ritual kill pretty much everything on your side of the board, save for maybe a thing, maybe a 3-drop. And then use that mana to immediately Diregraf Rebirth back like a Titan of Industry on turn 4. So it's like a sweeper and a big guy. And if this works, then it's really, really good. But even if you don't get Culling Ritual and the requisite number of permanents to blow up with it, you can still Diregraf Rebirth. You still have Fable. You still have Blood Tithe Harvester. You still have Infernal Grasp to take out the big guys. Hunt for Specimens can learn. There are things over here to learn for, but if you have a big guy in your hand, you mostly want to discard that to hunt for Specimens on turn 2. But this deck needs more dimension, but it doesn't have the slots to have more dimension, right? I'd like more Reanimator targets. I'd like to slip in stuff like Jin Gitaxias or Lord Xander. Lord Xander would be great to have another legendary vampire in the deck. I'd like to slip in another removal spell. I'd like to slip in another 2-drop creature like a Plarg, Dean of Chaos, something else that'll let us discard cards so that we can throw big dudes in there. But ultimately, Seize the Spoils, I think, is the most flexible slot in the deck. It's also the newest card in the deck. When I say newest, it's actually from Kaldheim, obviously, but it's the most recent addition that I've made to this deck. Because, again, I was kind of missing the turn 4 Reanimator line, and Seize the Spoils, along with Fable and Culling Ritual, gives us, a total of 10 potential ways to get a turn 4 Reanimator spell. So it's really important for Reanimator right now, especially on the draw. We're going to go for this and see how it works on the ladder. I don't have all of the faith in the world in this deck. I really don't. But, when it pops off, it should pop off hard. So let's see how we do with it. Nothing better to say than that. We didn't get the Fat Man, but we did get a couple of milkshakes. Got a Fable, got a Rebirth, so we go first. Let's see if we can get it against Matt 1090 here. I guess when we hunt for specimens, we just learn. What do we learn for? They play Eye Twitch turn 1. We get another hunt for specimens. Let's go on the hunt. see. What is that? It's a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so... Doesn't mean it has to be mono black. Doesn't mean it has to be. Let's just get a Sciences, call it a day for now. So we just slam Fable next turn like so many decks do. Although, if we draw a monster on this next turn, we might seize the spoils and guarantee the treasure token. Guarantee a turn 4 rebirth. That seems like a better line in my head, but Fable of the Mirrorbreaker is a really good card. See if our opponent wants to play some Magic with us here. Oh, well, they rope on turn 2 before playing a land. Have you lost your connection, Matt? Matty Ice over there? Matthew. Matthew Patrick. Nope, they're gonna play a land. They're gonna play a land after. Hopefully they just came back. That'll explain it. All right. So now it's put up or shut up. It's go time. Do we Fable or do we seize here? We didn't draw a monster, so I think it's okay to Fable. I assume this mono black deck probably has a problem with enchantments, but as soon as I say that, they'll play Feed the Swarm. I guess I'll no attacks for now. I imagine they'll block the Goblin with the Eye Twitch. Oh no, they're going to Deadly Dispute the Eye Twitch, aren't they? Yep. Matt Deadly Disputes his Eye Twitch. Makes a treasure token, draws 2, and gets an Environmental Sciences. What will Matt do this turn? Plays a snow-covered swamp into a Skull Part Merchant. It is, in fact, the Blood on the Snow deck that we've all been playing against for the last year and a half. Here comes a Shambling Ghast. They never don't have it. We draw Crag Crown Pathway. Still, no big man. I'll drop a land and a Sciences in the yard. Submit R2 and draw 2 cards. There's a big man. He is an unusually large man. I say, we get in with this Gobbo. The Gobbo will die. But I wants the mana. We could also seize the spoils first and see where that takes us. What will we decide? Let's get in with Goblin Man. And see how our opponent chooses to take blocks. Will they double block, or will they simply block with just the gas? They do take the double block. They want that treasure token, baby. They needs that treasure token. Gas goes to the yard, as does the Goblin. They get a treasure token. His opponent perhaps stuck on lands? I think it's just that everyone wants a treasure token. Let's seize the spoils first. Before we do anything, which is probably going to be the only thing we do. Let's discard the Titan of Industry. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We can play Timber Crown Pathway into a Diregraf Rebirth and get a Titan of Industry back on turn 4 ski. Let's put a 4/4 Rhino. Let's get a shield counter. And let's Sega Genesis, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing okay this game so far. That was pretty sweet play. That was pretty sweet play. I'll take it. See what opponent does here with 6 mana on turn 4. Will it be Loth? That is, in fact, what this deck does. This deck also plays Blood on the Snow, which is not very good for opponent in this situation. Will they first Infernal Grasp the Titan? They play Blood Chief's Thirst for a single mana on our 4/4 Rhino, and then play Environmental Sciences. They will then drop their land for the turn. So that's how Sciences is played. They did not. Perhaps they already did. It was their turn 4. So perhaps they already dropped their land. We get our Fable. Our Titan can last for one more turn and we keep the Reflection out. That's hot game. So let's play this Haunted Ridge. Play Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. I say we Infernal Grasp the Skullport Merchant. This deck doesn't carry a ton of good targets. for Infernal Grasp. And if we can get that Skullport Merchant out of the way, and thus make sure that this shield counter does not come off of this Titan before next turn, I think that's good for us. They sacrifice both of their treasures. We'll get in for 8 here. Put them at 14. Opponent goes. 5 mana available this turn as they drop their snow-covered swamp, and here comes Lolth. Lolth. I'd say we discard the Hunt and the Zayatoras here and try... Well, let's not discard the Hunt. I don't think that there's any other stuff in our graveyard we need to reanimate right now. No, there's not. So we don't really need to play this Olivia, although we can now. We can now. 3rd green source in case we draw a Titan. But let's not. Let's not play the Olivia. Let's instead copy the Titan. Let's make a 4/4. Put a shield counter on the reflection. I was thinking about putting another shield counter on the Titan. Let's hunt. And let's get Necrotic Fumes. Let's cast Necrotic Fumes on the Lolth. It's like, do I want to cast it on the Lolth or a Spider? Yeah, I'll cast it on a Spider. Let's get in as much damage as we can this turn. How about that? I think we win. Pretty sure we just win, so, you know. Bang, 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 bang. We win our first game against the tried and true mono black deck. You know, it's been a force in the format for a long time. Sorry if that decision didn't really matter. I'm pretty sure we would have won regardless there, but either way, we win our first game of the night. It's actually our first game of the night, and we won it. It feels like it's been a while. All right, we go first again. Thank you, Arena. I really appreciate that. Well, if we draw a 3rd land, it's a pretty decent hand, but if we don't, then it's fairly bad. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, I think I want black off this Dark Boar, red off the Blightstep. Mono black again. Here comes Shambling Gas. Okay. Just all night, huh? All night low. Blood Tithe. Blood Tithe. See what opponent does on turn 2. I wonder if they'll Deadly Dispute at some point this game. Here they come on the attack. Very brave. They must have another gas. They don't. They do not. All right. Cool. Let's get a green. Yeah, let's do it. Let's pop in and say hello. They let us. All right. It's Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Getting that card on turn 3 on the play 2 games in a row feels good. Oh, it's black-white. It's the black-white Blood Money deck. I stand corrected. Restoration. Oh, it's a neat card to play here. We can toss an Eye Twitch or a Gas in there or something. Next turn. That'd be cute. Be so cute. Cute thing to do. We draw. Opponent tapped out. That's good. Should we just ditch these lands? Like both of them? Like I can ditch a land. I can also ditch an Olivia, and that kind of feels okay, I guess. I can play the Olivia soon, but like, so, you know. That's what I was saying earlier. Wow, we drew 2 lands. It's not great. Let's get in. Yikes. So we want to pitch the Olivia in the yard, but we also want to eventually draw the reanimation spell. Olivia kind of feels like a reanimation spell. We're going to take out our Harvester rather than our Mana Generator here. Yeah. I've been wondering if I should actually play the Proving Ground or if I should cycle it. Instead, we go ahead and play it. We play the Fable, the second Fable. Opponent looking to discard for their restoration here. What's it going to be, Iceman? A Swamp. I'm going to throw that on the table. Tipped. Come on now. Unless they don't, maybe they get a gas back. No, they want the Swamp. Yeah, we'll take the ramp. They want to sweep. We'll sweep that board. Sounded like, what's his name? Zeke from Bob's Burgers for a second. We'll get you, girl! Don't sweep that board! Let's get one reflection here. I wonder if they blood on the snow next turn. I just wonder if they do that. I'll discard a land. I really want to discard the Duskmangler, but I also want to play the Duskmangler. But the Duskmangler isn't very good when you play it. It's only really good when you reanimate it. So yeah, let's get some business here. Titan of Industry and a hunt for specimens. Well, that puts me at an impasse. Do I hold on to this Titan until we can play it? Do I drop it to seize the spoils? Well, let's get in first. Make our manas. You know, Wandering Emperor. Okay, probably should have seen that coming with all the open mana.
I'm not overconfident.
Wandering Emperor.
You're just underwhelming.
Wandering Emperor. We're gonna create a 2/2.
Keep watch for intruders.
Neat. Let's go on the hunt for some specimens here. And I think Necrotic Fumes is correct. I'm not going to like the 3/4 that gets made next turn, so like Containment Breach is an idea too. It's like, could I just fight that off? They go to 3 loyalty next turn and make a guy, or no. They'll probably go to 1 loyalty. It's hard to say. Maybe they'll like activate Hive Swing, put a +1/+1 counter on. They still lose their Emperor in that case though. So it's actually kind of tough. Could also take Intro here, but I think that's wrong. I think I take Necrotic Fumes. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need it all next turn because I have to play Titan and copy it, right? So it kind of sucks getting rid of a treasure token here, but I think I'm going to anyway. That's fine. I guess we play Titan next turn and we bust up the restoration, the 3/4 that it's about to make.
Still have much to learn.
Maybe they'll blood on the snow and do that for us. I guess we'll see, you know. Sixth mana for our opponent. That's an important benchmark for them. I wonder if we see a Farewell at some point. Now they play Sorin the Mirthless. So no Lolth, no blood on the snow yet. They have 3 cards left in their hand. They make a 2/3 flyer with lifelink.
You can deal with my servant.
So untapped land is actually really, really good this turn. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Okay. We got one. Okay. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So, yeah, green source. Yeah, it's Titan. Destroy artifact or enchantment, shield counter. Let's blow this guy up. Doesn't have the shield counter yet. That's so cool. I cannot wait till Vanishing Verse is gone, like forever. That's gonna be so cool, dude. Alright. Shield counter on the reflection, I guess, and then 4/4. Oh no. Oh. I'm so silly. I forgot that there was another shield counter trigger. I thought I was just clicking through triggers. I should have put that on the 4-4. Or the other reflection, for that matter. Would have been a better place for it. But yeah, that was just a weird misclick because I wasn't paying enough attention. I'll own that one. Comes another restoration. I wonder what this last card in their hand is. It's weird that it tapped Hive of the Eye Tyrant to do that. We're sitting here. Opponent still has an action they can take, but they don't do that. Oh, wow. Got a Dust Mangler, but we barely don't have the mana to play it. Let's seize first. I'll give us 4 mana after the treasure. Hunt for specimens in a haunted ridge, huh? Let's play the ridge. Okay. This turn, I'm just swinging with him. I could do the thing where I make copies of reflections, and those copies make other copies of reflections, but no, I want to keep these things untapped. We know they don't have Blood on the Snow yet. Like, you know, we know they don't have a sweep yet. I wonder what they get back next turn with this restoration. But what I want to do is use my mana at the end of their turn to make a bunch of dudes, which won't actually die until my turn. So let's see if we can get away with that. See what they discard. They'll probably discard the planes. Grab something decent. Although I'm not sure what all's in there. Yeah, just a ghast. Plus, is it another target non-legendary? Yeah, it can't just like copy itself over and over EOT. So if they do hit a sweeper here, they will they'll leave behind a reflection. If we draw a Titan next turn, even if all we have is a reflection, if we draw a Titan, we can play it and copy it, which is pretty boss. Okay, our turn. Sweet. Well, let's make a copy of you. And let's make a copy of you. And let's make a copy of you. And you'll make a copy of you. And then it's my turn. And then we get an Olivia. Which is pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's do that. Let's just swing, I guess. Well, how about we not swing with one that, yeah, would die if it gets blocked. Dust Mangler? Actually like Dust Mangler here. More than Titan, to be honest. See what they do. Maybe they blow up the Olivia or something. A Ganjo. Okay. Full control. I think I might need it. Do I get it? Ooh, if I actually get to copy this, that's awesome. Okay, so, sweet. Let's copy the Dust Mangler. They have to sacrifice both their guys, which is amazing. Auto pay. Let's go. They take like 8, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, good game. Good game, opponent. Good. All right, we go first. Thank you, Arena, 3 times in a row. Never happens. We get a Culling Ritual on our opener. Sure. Why not, you know? We get to hunt on turn 2. Discard this Titan, probably. Try to draw into something better. Opponent goes Mountain, and nothing. That's something you don't see every day. So red source off the pathway, hunt for specimens. And then tell Arena that, excuse me, I would like to look in my hand, please. They play with fire, our head. Cool. They scry to the bottom. My hand. Titan. Why did all the cards in my hand suddenly change place? That's really weird. We draw another Culling Ritual. Did you guys notice that? There's an Olivia. That's pretty cool. Now our Boros opponent simply needs to play permanents, which is not usually an issue for the Boros deck. Here comes Luminarch Aspirant. Yes. I'm gonna Harvester this turn. And then Sega. Brutal Cathar. That doesn't ruin everything, but it does kind of suck. Counter on Aspirant. Swang in. You don't swang that big old, that thick thing in. Yeah, let's not block. Just gives away our game a little. Culling Ritual. Blow all this stuff away. Sure, I'll take that mana. Look at that, Diregraf Rebirth. We have exactly enough to cast it. Let's go Titan of Industry. 4/4 shield counter. Shield counter on the Titan, even though, you know, they have another Brutal Cathar. Ouch, but they do, of course. They always have two. They always have two. Really wanted you to be an Infernal Grasp, but it's not. God. Look at this hand. We have drawn 4, 6, and 7 drops out of 13 cards this game. Now we have to say go. It's nighttime. Oh, F. Oh, Emmer Effer. That's not good. Are you serious? Wow, a third Brutal Cathar. Yikes. Proving Ground comes down. Wow, dude, they just drew all their Brutal Cathars. Well, if they play 2 spells, they get to flip and take our Rhino. Here comes a Raiju. That sucks. Yeah. Next turn, it swings as a 5/5. I mean, we have to draw up something, and I don't think we're going to. Like, we're even past the point Infernal Grasp is good, right? Because 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage we'll take altogether. 13, 14. We take 14 damage, actually. So we take this attack step worth of damage. Here comes the Sunrise Cavalier, too. Jeez. Jeez. Luminar... Dude! Did you just draw all these cards just now, bud? Okay. Jeez. I gotta block one of those. Nothing wins. There's no winning from this position. Daytime. At least the Cathars can't take anything. We draw land. Discard up to 2? Yes. Dust Mangler, Dust Mangler. We discarded 2 Dust Manglers and got a Dusk Mangler. Arena. Well, let's play Olivia. Let's swing with it. Let's Mangler. They sack a dude. We tell them good game. And they go to 7. So actually, slightly like one attack step away from killing them there. So we would have gotten another Dust Mangler back on the next turn. That would have done 4 to them. Olivia flies over for 3. So honestly, closer in terms of turns than I would have thought. But, you know, mono white opponent starts on 3 Brutal Cathars, or Boros opponent starts on 3 Brutal Cathars, and you're a creature deck. Pack it in. We go first. I'm keeping this. I know. I've been shipping hands. It seems like every game that I mulligan a hand, we lose. So let's keep a hand I think is bad. You know? Red and said go. We'll say this might be the first game we really haven't had like much of a 2-drop. Red black for opponent. Here comes Blood Tithe of their own. Seize the spoils, huh? Yeah, I'll Fable. Was that a mistake? You know, like in this exact situation, Seize might just be better. Might be. Grixis. Looks like the Grixis Vampires deck. Here comes Fable. See if they blow up our Goblin with their Blood Tithe. They don't. They just get in. Yeah, no blocks. No blocks, kid. Another Fable. That is not a land. Alright, Dustmangler and Titan go into our yard. We still don't draw the land. Come on, man. That's insane. That's so crazy that we didn't draw the land just now. That's so crazy. Are you serious? Alright, alright. Don't dwell on it. Let's get in. They do take blocks. That's kind of amazing that they took a block there. Why did you take a block there? Why did you do that? Alright, let's Diregraf Rebirth. Oh, should I Dustmangler here, actually? Titan's really good. Yeah. Titan will blow up the Fable, which is what I really want. Let's do that. 4/4 Rhino or Shield Counter. Let's go 4/4 Rhino. Opponent took a block, and we benefited from that. So sweet. Super sweet. Let's go. See what they do on their turn 4 here. You guys don't know it, but Ziggy's down here. Say hello. Say hello to the man, the myth, the legend, the Ziggyton. Mwah. It's a good boy. They play Xander's Lounge into Grasp on the Titan. Should have put the shield counter on it. We still don't draw a land. We still have not drawn a dang old land. That's unconscionable. I could Ritual right now and I'd get 3 black mana or some combination of black and green. But I couldn't really play anything in my hand. We need... Let's seize. That'll give us more mana next turn. Let's Dustmangler in our yard. That is an untapped land. It's a... Okay, that was last game. I was like, it's another Crag Crown Pathway. How is it another Crag Crown? That is, I believe, our second one. Or no? No, it's not. Okay, I'm just being weird. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can Olivia next turn. And I think we'll just do that. So let's attack. Alright, they bang in. They can kill the Reflection with a Blood Tithe Harvester. Let's remember that that's an option. Got a Rebirth in our yard and a Rebirth in our hand. Remember that in case creatures do die at some point during our turn. Corpse Appraiser. Pretty cool, dude. Pretty cool that you have that card. They take care of our Titan. We do still have 2 Dustmanglers in there, though. And those are fine cards. Untapped land also lets us Olivia into copy Dustmangler, which is a sexy play. Let's see if we can actually do it, though. They Voltage Surge our 4/4. They sacrifice their blood token. You don't have any blood, dude. Oh, no, they did it out of order. Oh, no. And they only have 1 mana left, so I'm going to go ahead and Olivia, dude. Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to Diregraf Rebirth, get back Dustmangler, then copy it. That's better, I think. I think that's just better. There goes their dude. They discard a card. They pay 4 life. Alright, now let's copy Dust Mangler. And they scoop. Sweet. Okay, dude. That was getting hairy. We go for it. Dude, we've been going first tonight. It really makes a difference. I love it. Alright, let's take this. Haunted Ridge. Sega. Square cubed our opponent. They play snow-covered plains. Let's swamp. Bloodside Harvester. Oh no! Maybe that's what it is, guys! I didn't switch the lands out. We're not playing Mirage Swamps. That's why we get to go first. That's crazy talk. Sometimes I like a little crazy talk. Let's Fable. And then let's blow up the Sluminar Casper. I think it's worth it. Oh! Maybe I should have done it next turn. Nah. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have done it next turn. Because then I might have been able to get off a Diregraf and get back a Dust Mangler about the discard. Pretty sure that would have been good. Wow, they just played Monk the Open Hand. It's already a 3-3. Nice. Alright, so this Crag Crown Pathway, dude, you're just everywhere. This would discard Swamp and a Dust Mangler. Submit 2. We get a Dust Mangler and a Titan of Industry. Jeez. Alright, let's bang in and get blocked. But for our troubles, I guess we'll get a Dust Mangler, so... something, right? You won't keep your Monk of the Open Hand. Or no, I don't want to... Hold on. Cancel. Cancel. I want to play this, you see, and get this Dust Mangler. I don't want to... I'm so silly sometimes. Alright, so they sacrifice their Monk. We get a 5-4. And they discard, and they take 4. It's all good stuff. Dust Mangler is a good creature, man. They discard their Inkling Summoning they just got. Or whatever this is called. Yeah, Inkling Summoning. 3 mana, 2/1 flyer. Looking at our Mangler. You got a Brutal Cathar, kid? It's the card that's been just like crushing us all night. Oh, I guess that counts too. If we can kill this Skyclave Apparition, though, you know. We get like a 7/7. And that's pretty good. Alright. It looks weird because I have the mana to cast a Diregraf Rebirth, but I don't think there's anything in our yard to get. We can get this Bloodscythe Harvester, which does kill the Skyclave Apparition, so that's worth noting. But I'd rather dump a thing in our yard and try to get a land. We have 2 chances to draw the land, so... I actually am going to dump this Dust Mangler. So I'm addicted to the card, apparently. Not an untapped land, is an untapped land. Sweet, let's go. It's Rebirth. Dust Mangler. I want my 7/7, dude. I want my 7/7. Give it to me. Give me my boy. Did you not get... Did you not get... Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a 3/3. I don't know why I thought I was going to get a 7/7. It's like Apparition can't even take out things bigger than 4, so they just got our Fable. But now we just win, don't we? Yeah, Intrepid Adversary. They can block that, but I think they still take a lot of damage. So, yeah, let's scoop it up. What could we do with 6 lands there? Let me go. Let me view battlefield. Let me view the battlefield. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We play another mana. We swing in. Something dies. Like this guy dies, right? These 2 guys die. So this Diregraf costs 5 mana to cast. Yeah, because that's what happens. They block the Dust Mangler with the Intrepid Adversary, right? That means this Diregraf in the yard only costs 5 to cast, so we just recast the Dust Mangler out of the yard with the Diregraf after combat if they're not dead yet. Because they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be. This guy has lifelink. They take 8, right? But they gain 4. So they go to like 3 or something. But then the Dust Mangler out of the yard would kill them because it does 4 ETBs. How is this hand? I got reservations. But as you can tell, I'm going to keep it. Sure. I don't like it. It's a bad hand. It's so bad. It's so bad. Let's play the mountain first. green source off of that green-red yet. Now we get a Zayatora's. Sure. Let's play that. They say hello. We'll give them a hello back. I don't know if that was a hello, you're taking too long to play your land, or what. Okay. Oh, it's Naya Runes. Oh, God. Oh, gourd. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play Fable here. It's like I should probably hold up Infernal Grasp. If I had to guess, that's probably better. I want to go ahead and get Fable going. They play Runeforge Champion. Oh my God, they have the combo. Jeez. Arena. Arena. Rune of Speed. That's so ridiculous. Just is. It just is. Alright. See what they do this turn. They Rune of Might for free. Draw a card. No more runes. Nice. They're tapped out. We take our 6. Draw Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, let's get rid of Titan. Harvester. That's a removal spell. Titan, other Fable. Hunt for specimens in a mountain. Well, let's get some mana, I guess. When I say some mana, I mean a good amount of mana here. Because we're coloring, we're culling Ritual. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. 5 total mana. Okay, so we get to kill the champion and get back like a Titan? That seems good. That seems like a good way to do things. I want to kill the champion first. Well, Diregraf Rebirth, bring back Titan. That's a hell of a turn 4. I will gain 5. Make a 4/4. I don't think there's a good reason to put a shield counter on something against this deck. I think they mostly play, like, you know, Bard Time and stuff that shield counters don't matter against. Well, Minimus Containment is what they're going for instead here. That's neat. Guess that means this is a treasure token? Yep. What's its converted mana cost? 7. Okay. It's good to know. Swing 4 here. Put him at 17. Hunt. Guess against this deck you just always get Containment Breach, right? It might not be right, but that's what I'm doing. It's in the turn. What's in our yard? Nothing, really. I guess if I really needed to, I could always get rid of the Titan, like sacrifice the Titan as a treasure token. They Hallowed Haunting. You got a 1 mana enchantment? They do not. Okay. Well, let's get a green mana. And then let's just Diregraf Rebirth our own Titan back. That's probably why you shouldn't play Minimus Containment. It's like, is Borrowed Time not... I don't know. Let's get rid of their Hallowed Haunting. Let's make a 4/4. And I think we might have them in a pretty good position here. We can't copy the Titan this turn, which is kind of lame. They save keeping their Haunting. I'm going to give them a nice. I'm going to give a nice for that, dude. That was sexy. that was pretty cool. We put him at 9. Sega. Oh, nice. They Rite of Harmony. Whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. They have 3 mana left. But I don't think they can do much. Yeah, they Minimus Containment. They get a 1/1 for that. They drew a card. And all their mana's tapped. So. Neat. Alright. Let's play land. Let's get a green off this Titan. Let's undo for now. Let's swing everybody in. I go to 2. I wonder if I should not have swung with the reflection there. If I should have kept it up to like EOT copy the Blood Tithe. They'd be at 5 if I did that, and I'd rather them just be at 2, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like I was hoping that they, well, doesn't matter. Can I kill one of my guys this turn? Before, you know... Nah. Let's just Containment Breach the Hallowed Haunting. And Sega, I don't think they get out of it, but, you know, maybe they have some kind of out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know. Draw a land, I can just Diregraf. A Rite of Harmony again. That's a lot of mana, my friend. What do they do? 3 mana left. They Rune of Sustenance. Good game. They'll draw 2 off the Rune. That's kind of cool. Rite of Harmony is a neat card, I guess. It's okay. Good job, Naya Runes, with slightly different cards. Minimus Containment. Hallowed Haunting isn't always in that deck, but it is sometimes a 2 of. And then Rite of Harmony. It's a cool idea to play Rite of Harmony. It actually kind of is. This card's neat. I wonder how many copies they're playing. But we went 5 and 4 on the night, something like that. And that is not half bad for how I expected this deck to work out. I really thought this deck was going to be terrible. And it, you know, it's not great or anything, but it works more than you think it does. Diregraf Rebirth costing like 3 mana on some turns just after combat is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It should factor into your combat math like, oh, yeah, my Goblin token will die, but I'll get a treasure token and it dies. So that's kind of like getting 2 mana for a Diregraf Rebirth right there. So that's good enough. If the creature that blocks trades with it, then that's like getting 3 mana for a Diregraf Rebirth, you know, all in like one exchange. You can also sacrifice your Blood Tithe Harvester, kill a guy, and then that's, you know, a 2 mana discount on a Diregraf Rebirth. So there's interesting tech in this deck alongside just like Culling Ritual. But Culling Ritual came through a couple times tonight. It was a really good play at least twice. Diregraf Rebirth was a fantastic reanimation spell. It, like, really, really good. This lady pulled her shovel out, digging up Titans and Dust Manglers. By the way, Dust Mangler, really good. Like, so good. Dust Mangler won us 2-3 games tonight. Olivia was not as important as I wanted it to be. Not even close. I think these decks with Olivia, these Reanimator decks with Olivia, have to have like 12 or 13 reanimation targets to really pop off. That's what we've seen too in these like 4-color Olivia Reanimator decks that people actually do sometimes play in tournaments. You'll see up to 14 reanimation targets because, you know, you can't just have an Olivia in your yard. Olivia requires you to have not just Olivia, but another creature in there, so it really means you have to stuff a lot of your slots with these big dudes. So I wouldn't take Olivia out. I think that she's still really cool. She kind of counts as another reanimation spell. You need that. But she was not as good as I wanted her to be tonight. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, total all-star. Incredible card, it always is. Whether it's copying Blood Ties, whether it's copying itself over and over, whether it's copying Titans or Dust Manglers, just ridiculous. Fable won us some games alongside Dust Mangler tonight. It won us a game alongside Titans. So. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is just the best card in Reanimator decks right now. It's the best card. It's one of the top 3 cards in Standard, I think. It just does so much. But in a Reanimator deck, it's like super extra, you know, turbocharged because of that filtering mode is just so ridiculous. But altogether, Culling Ritual was an okay sweeper on a couple of boards, and that mattered. One of those last couple of games, that play we made, where we Culling Ritual, it was the last game, it was against Naya Runes. Culling Ritual into Diregraf Rebirth and Infernal Grasp on their Runeforge champion. That's so sick. And it's against one of the best decks in the format, too, that we were able to pull that off. So, I don't know. Try this deck. Give this deck a shot. I really think it's like one of the more fun Reanimator builds, because we're actually at the point where, you guys know this about me, Reanimator is like one of my favorite ways to play Magic. I love Reanimator decks, to the point where like we used to do one per season on the channel when we were doing deck techs like 3 times a week. We would make time for a Reanimator build every year because I love them, every season because I love them. But I have gotten sick of like the current Reanimator builds because they're all kind of samey. You know what I mean? They're just like Fable the Mirror Breaker Titan of Industry decks. Yeah. And this is that too. But we get to do some different stuff. Culling Ritual, Diregraf Rebirth. Let me say this. One thing that I feel like a lot of Reanimator decks are lacking is a good sweeper. Like, for example, this 5-color Reanimator deck that we almost played tonight, that I don't think the mana's quite ready in. This deck plays Corpse Explosion. This, by the way, is another reason to have a billion Reanimator targets in your deck, is because Corpse Explosion is also a card that requires you to feed big dudes to it. You know what I mean? But even that is not the best sweeper in the world. Culling Ritual, not a great sweeper either. But at least with Ritual, okay, so if I was going to play, again, Corpse Explosion, or if I was going to play Shadow's Verdict or something like that, that would require me to spend my entire turn doing that thing, right? The good thing about Culling Ritual is that you can take out all the 1-drops and 2-drops and Luminarch Aspirants and Adversaries, just all the pesky 2-drops, blood tokens and stuff like that too, and then still do something else that turn, right? It's like, it's a sweeper that doesn't like take up your entire turn. Not only does it not take up your whole turn, but like it's a sweeper that allows you to do the best thing in your deck on the same turn that you play a sweeper, which is really, really good. Like sometimes you're in these situations against like mono white where like, yeah, I could play like a Shadow's Verdict right now, or I could play a Crippling Fear or something like that, and it would kill all those small dudes, but it would leave like 1 or 2 huge guys, and they would just attack me next turn and I would lose. Culling Ritual helps out with that, right? Because it kills all the small guys, and if you can go Culling Ritual into Diregraf Rebirth, the whole point of the deck, then theoretically it leaves you a huge dude to deal with whatever big guys they have left on the board. So, I don't know, I just really like that. A lot of Reanimator decks don't have like a sweeper that they can play on the same turn they reanimate a thing. And I think that's kind of a big deal for this deck. But either way, it was a lot of fun. I like that it's a different kind of Reanimator deck. I think Diregraf Rebirth is very good. I think it's a really, really good Magic card that you should try out if you have not done that. I'm just going to make like black-green Reanimator tonight. You need Fable. You need Fable. I think Jund Reanimator is probably looks a lot like this deck. I just don't know where to fudge around with the slots. I think with Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Blood Tithe Harvester making the Blood Token and all that, I'm not sure that you need Seize the Spoils or Hunt for Specimens, but if you take out Hunt for Specimens, you need to replace it with 2-drops. Otherwise, the deck has like almost no 2-drops, and that's a really bad idea. So maybe Cathartic Pyre is another option, possibly. I would also like precisely one more big man in this deck. It doesn't even have to be a man we can cast. It could be like Xander or something, and that'd be fine. I just want one more large man or woman